Let's talk about wiring for your school bus or your van conversion. Typically in a home or stationary wiring application, you are going to be working with something like Romex, which is an outer sheath of 3 or more wires that are solid copper wires, meaning that each wire is one continuous piece of copper. Now this is great for stationary applications or just to keep costs lower, but it does introduce some problems when you introduce it to a moving application like an RV, boat, school bus conversion, or a van conversion. So one problem with Romex in a school bus conversion or a van conversion in particular is that unless you plan on never driving the thing, which is probably pretty unlikely, you're going to be subjecting the vehicle to a lot of movement and vibration. This means that the wire inside your bus is also going to be subjected to that same movement and vibration. Now over time, movement and vibration like this does have the potential to wear down and break solid copper wire like Romex, which can lead to a lot of problems such as wire damage, things not functioning properly, and also fire risk. Another problem with using Romex in a school bus or a van conversion is that you're typically going to be experiencing higher degrees of moisture in your vehicle than typical, depending on where you are and essentially how well built your rig is. Now Romex, being made of solid copper wire, generally speaking is not great at resisting corrosion. And this can be a major issue depending on where you are, if you're experiencing high degrees of moisture and humidity, or if you're in an area that rains a lot. This issue in general can be eliminated based on how well built your rig is and just staying in drier areas, but that can't always be the case. And you never know. Despite our best efforts, moisture can get anywhere. So what is the best solution for wiring your school bus conversion or your van conversion? In my eyes, it is easily marine grade wire. Marine grade wire is stranded tin copper wire that by its name is obviously designed for marine applications. But really this should be the preferred wire to use in any kind of conversion application like this. Marine wire being stranded means that there are little tiny strands of copper wire that make up the size of a traditional solid copper wire. The wire being stranded makes it really easy to bend and maneuver, and the wire holds up really well to vibration and movement. Marine grade wire is also tin, which means there is a very thin layer of tin coating on the outside of each strand of copper wire, meaning that it is very highly resistant to corrosion. Now there are drawbacks to marine grade wire, the main one being it is more expensive than doing something like, say, Romex or even just a standard stranded copper wire without the tinned coating. But to be honest with you, if you're doing a van conversion or a school bus conversion, you're probably running a few hundred feet of wire at the very most, so the difference in cost really will be minimal. With all that being said, I think it's pretty clear that marine grade wire should be your go-to choice if you're trying to tackle a conversion like this. At the very least, I would say go with a stranded copper wire that's not tinned if you want to save a little bit of money, but just stay away from the solid stuff. Now obviously the choice is yours. Your build is your build and you can do what you want with it, but in my eyes, the clear winner is marine grade wire.